The Dear Agency specializes in helping you understand your coverage before you need it. We offer all lines of personal and commercial insurance, including auto, home, and life. Contact Don Deere at 210-507-2169 and visit us at 7529 North Loop 1604 in Live Oak, Texas, or farmersagent.com/ddeer.
Are you pregnant and alone? You have options. The Sanctuary of Hope offers expectant mothers ages 12 to 22 a place to live, medical care, counseling, continued education, and options to raise your baby in a loving environment or help you with adoption. We want to help provide you and your baby with a bright future. Call us or email us today and let's walk through this together. 210-499-1554 or sohcares.org. All inquiries are confidential.
I Am Refocused Radio is brought to you by Documation, service that serves. Technology solutions to keep you moving forward. Visit Mation.com today. You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shemaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shemaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. It's your host, Shemaya Reed, once again with another show for y'all today. Today, we're going to be catching up with Hunter of Day One Bags. He's not a stranger to I Am Refocused Radio. He was here a while back, but he's doing big things. He is moving and doing great things all around Texas. So, Hunter, I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule being with I Am Refocused Radio. And how are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, and it's such an honor to be back on the show, and excited to be here, and super excited about kind of the achievements that we've had recently, despite a lot of uncertainty and a lot of disillusionment, especially in our nation and in the world right now. So thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So, Hunter, man, you're the founder of Day One Bags, and you've been super busy, and you're doing a lot of great things for just people and the community and all about Texas. So for people who are new to this, tell them a little bit about Day One Bags.
Sure. So I'm Hunter Beaton, and I am a 19-year-old attending the University of Texas at Austin. Right now I live in Bernie, Texas, just north of San Antonio, and I operate Day One Bags, which is a nonprofit tailored towards giving foster children and those out of the foster care system that have previously been in the system, duffel bags and backpacks. So basically, I'll go and from a local bag supplier here in Bernie named Flying Circle Gear, I'll receive bags and receive funds from donors and buy bags to give it to these kids that are moving from home to home or that are aging out of the system. And so just kind of doing our work with that and trying to tailor wherever we can to accommodate and fit the needs of the foster care community.
And you have a special thing going on right now where you adopt a senior from Foster Care Initiative. You explain a little bit about that. But when it started, what was the main focus, the main mission when you started this organization?
Sure, yeah. So the main focus, and I to go way back, it was, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, I just simply started this project, and it never turned out, or never desired to grow into being a nonprofit. Was just a simple Eagle Scout project that I did. I was seeing the relationship that I had developed with my siblings, and I have 3 younger siblings, but they all came to my home through the foster care system, and now they're my adopted siblings, of course. But I saw them moving from their home into our home with nothing but a trash bag in their hand. And I realized as soon as I had the opportunity to create a project around that, I said, you know what, I want to do something that tailors directly towards them and towards foster children. That I don't want a foster child to have to move from home to home without having some kind of luggage to carry whatever items they have. And so that was 3 or 4 years ago. And now fast forward to today, I think my beginning mission was just to supply the bags and at first fill them with supplies so they can have some supplies. But I instead just focused on giving them a duffel bag or a backpack so they can really place whatever they have in those bags, and they can call this bag theirs and make it a good and useful bag. And so fast forward that today, my mission hasn't really changed all that much. I still supply the bags, and I want to see the best in them. So I'm giving them hopefully an opportunity to grow and to learn, especially through what I'm able to give them and provide them some sort of dignity rather than a trash bag.
And you are doing other initiatives right now. What are some other things that you're doing?
Sure, yeah. So as we all know, with the pandemic that's going on, I think a lot of people have been uprooted or just simply staying at home. And especially the class of 2020 has been particularly hit hard in the wake of having all the quarantining operations and the rules and regulations around that. And so many of the 2020 graduates can't walk the stage or do the normal things that a graduate would have, just like I did my last year when I was a graduate of the class of 2019. So seeing that and partnering with a wonderful young woman named by the name of Allie Graves, we started the Adopt a Foster Kid or a Foster Youth initiative, and she calls it Operation PAL, or Preparation for Adult Living. And what we do is basically, we said, okay, now there's a lot of foster children that are still in the foster care, but right at the age of 18, you are told once you graduate and once you turn 18, you're basically set on your own. And you said, you know what, you do not need foster parents anymore. You're kind of on your own right now. And so that's a very scary time. And considering that the pandemic has really changed a lot of the dynamics that usually happens, graduation probably seems very daunting for a lot of these foster youth that are graduating. And not only that, I think it's 45% of foster youth that are in the foster care system go to graduate from high school. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to congratulate and really focus and congratulate, I guess, these children that are graduating. And so, or should I say youth that are graduating. So we basically partnered with Allie Grace and her operation and my little kind of operation outside of Day One Bags to supply every single foster children or youth in Texas that is graduating from high school with a bag and a $100 gift card that they can use at their discretion, especially going into whatever form of life that they are planning on going from their high school education, whether that be college or trade or simply starting to work. So that's kind of the bare bones understanding of what's happening with Adopt a Senior.
And with all this, you're still a college student. So how do you balance both, and how's it going so far?
Yes, the balance is a very difficult thing. I think with that, though, it's also very fruitful. And I think college is a wonderful place to find and tailor your strengths and to find where you really have your passions. And that can be said about a lot of different places. But I think in my case, being at college, I've been able to find people that support me in what I do and also telling me and keeping me up in my studies. So I'll have people that help me with my studies, but also want to ask me and say, hey, I've heard about your initiative and your Day One Bags. How can I help you? And I'll be so astounded because I will never be asking for their help directly. I'll just tell them about something I'm doing, and they said, no, really, I want to help. And so really the community is a great way that they help me perpetuate and continue my mission and continue my work. But also simply it's just through, I guess, a lot of time in trying to figure out where and when I need to do my school studies, but also ask for help in different ways of my Day One Bags. And it's kind of fortunate now for this initiative, I was able to kind of focus a lot on the Adopt a Foster Senior per se, because my finals just ended a couple of weeks ago, and so I had a little bit of open time and able to focus a lot on that and not so much on school. But it's definitely a challenge to balance it. But man, the fruits of it after, looking back on it, is just amazing. And it's a wonderful thing to experience.
And with the college life, do you see more college students being aware of what you're trying to do as well?
Oh, most certainly. Most certainly. I think once they hear of my mission and some of the things that I'm doing, they are elated and very driven to make a change. And it really comes down to, I really do feel like the generation that's in college right now and that's at work and school is really going to be one to change the world. And I feel that whenever people simply just hear of what I'm doing, they just feel so empowered to do something of the same sorts, to whether or not it's to help me or to join their own social organization that's meant to help and bring good news and bring good fruits from wherever they are. And so it's just simply a really encouraging sight to see all my peers wanting to do something that their own in their own way. I think when I see my different friends, I can understand that some people aren't really tailored to charity work, so they'll do something different. They'll do educational work, or they'll go and help educate people or whatnot. And so the point is, I think when they see some of the things that I'm doing, I hope that I could be sort of a example of, you know what, you can do something that I have done, but in your own way and in your own light, that you can do something amazing, even though I still think I have a lot to work on and still perfect. But I think that's always a part of what you're doing as a job and as a goal in life.
And you listen to I Am Refocused Radio, talking to Hunter Beaton, the founder of Day One Bags. And with today's climate, with a lot of things happening around the world and the United States alone, your organization is busy trying to unite people and bring people together. Someone listening right now and they want to be involved, what's some things that they can do to help your mission, to help unite people together?
Sure, yeah. So we had our big operation of Adopt a Foster Senior, and that was a wonderful, wonderful impact that we had made. I mean, for the course of, I think, 3 weeks, we had raised over $70,000, and we are planning on exceeding and hopefully tailoring even more foster seniors that are graduating from high school with that duffel bag and $100 gift card. And so we are elated that actually worked out so well. And, man, people are so giving, especially during this time of unrest and uncertainty. It's just amazing to see how giving people are. And with that, people are still giving, and people are still wanting to give back and help these people that sometimes don't have the opportunities that I know, especially I did have. And so people still go to my Facebook page, Day One Bags, and they donate there. And we still are doing work with the foster seniors. Although the deadline for Adopt a Foster Senior initiative to donate directly to that was June the 1st, still I am receiving donations in and just kind of appropriating them wherever we see fit. And especially something that we've had happen was not all the foster seniors that are graduating were on our list, because some are moving from home to home, some agencies we just didn't know about. And so we want to make sure that we have not only the amount that we have for every 500 foster children, but we also want a little bit over, just to have that little bit of cushioning room to make sure that we are really reaching everyone that we want to. And so I encourage anyone listening or anyone that's heard of of my nonprofit to consider donating to Day One Bags. And it's a Facebook page, and I think it's going to be so helpful to us. And it's by the grace of God and by the generous donations of people like you that help us to really grow and be where we're at today.
And speaking of faith and grow and all that, when it comes to leadership, that's something that we all need, especially right now. What would you say to anybody out there who is inspired by this and want to become a person of influence in their own community? What words of advice will you give to them?
Right. Excuse me. So yeah, I think when I reflect on where I've gone, I think I can only attribute it to a couple of things. It's just number one, my faith, like you were saying. My faith is a big part of what keeps me grounded, what keeps me to remain humble and always remember where all the graces that are in my life come from. And then with that also is the community that reaches out to me. I think when I'm reaching out to someone and they ask me how I've gotten this far, I think it's purely by the grace of God that I've really gotten this far, and trusting in Him. And because there's many times in my journey with Day One Bags, it just seems so scary, and I'm just ready to quit because it's daunting to see all the things that I need to get done and I need to reach, and the need is so much there. It's so big and prevalent that it's very daunting work. But despite that, people never give up and never stop giving, and that is amazing. And with someone asking me how they can start their own operation or initiative or where they can lead, it's just learning where your strengths lie, learning that you are an excellent speaker, perhaps, or maybe you're really good at writing or perceiving how others are feeling or whatnot. I think when you really find out your strengths and where your strengths lie, you can really focus in on how that strength, in my belief, it's like a God-given strength, how you can do that and help others with that. And so I think that's one way that you can help the community in that way.
And with Hunter on with us, Iron Focus Radio with Day One Bags and his organization, we want to definitely give you a shout out for all the hard work that you're trying to do to bring the community together and being productive, and that's changing lives. And I think more people, if they just listen to what people like you are trying to do, that's the bigger picture. And I believe that's what's going to bring our community together.
That's right.
So before we let you go today, I know there's some exciting things that Day One Bags will probably be doing pretty soon in the future. Is there anything that you can tell us or share with us that you plan on doing with your organization in the near future?
Yes, it's always an exciting thing to look forward and see where we think about going. And I think with mine, it's really a play-by-ear kind of thing. I know the pandemic, plaguing the nation and the world was so abrupt and very sudden. And so we kind of had to be on our toes with the Adoptive Foster Senior Initiative, simply because we had no clue that this was going to happen in May. But it kind of sprang on us, and this idea popped in our heads, and the cooperation with Allie Graves and her operation worked out so perfectly. But in the future, I think I'm wanting to do a little bit more work at my university, UT Austin, and wanted to see how I can incorporate it more perfectly with the university and some of the students there. Like I said before, I feel like there's a big opening of help and people that want to serve. And I think my operation in the nonprofit can really be a great place for UT to extend its community outreach. And so I'm going to try to figure out ways that I can incorporate my nonprofit into the university, whether it be like a official club of the university or whatnot. I just want to be able to reach those people that want to help and serve and that heard my mission and they want to be a part of it. And I think that's so amazing. And so I think reaching out to the collegiate level and figuring out what I can do there is going to be my next step. But as I said, and with the uncertainty that's happening, and of course schools being very broadly changed because of the pandemic, I think we'll have to play that by ear as well. So it's all a work in progress.
There's two things that's been echoed throughout this interview, and that is find your purpose and serve your community. Something that Hunter Beaton is definitely doing with his organization, Day One Bags. Once again, someone listening right now and they want to make a donation to your nonprofit or they want to get involved themselves, how do they do that?
Sure, yeah. So there's a Facebook page at Day and then the numerical 1 Bags. So Day numerical 1 Bags. If you search that up on Facebook, you'll find my page. And then currently I'm working on a website. So once I have that, the website will be up on that page, and that'll be a much more streamlined and effective way to reach us and to donate to us. But for right now, we're working as a Day One Bags Facebook page, and then you can go on there and donate to the adopted senior or also just any other work that we are doing as the nonprofit. And once again, it's because of y'all and your donations that we're able to do all the things that we're doing and to stay afloat in this time of uncertainty. And I just want to thank all of those listening and the donors and whomever loves to hear the story and wants to make a change as well.
And we got a few minutes left. When you see all the things that are happening, throughout the world, and it's so easy to kind of get distracted with all the noise and what's happening, what words of wisdom will you give to anybody out there who feels like they might be stuck? So they're spending most of their time doing something versus being productive. What would you say to that person?
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting thought, because many times I have a problem with sitting down and just relaxing because I feel like I'm not being productive and I'm not doing something to better my community or better myself. I'll just be on my phone or doing mindless stuff. So I think in one way it's good to recognize that it's okay to relax a little bit. People are working so hard and doing a lot of really amazing things. But sometimes you need to take a step back, take a break, and breathe, maybe pray or meditate or do whatever thing that makes you happy. Spend time with your family. But with that, people that are feeling stuck in where they're at, I think it's also encouraging to look at others and see what others are doing and find how you can reach out to people through others. I know for me, I always look to increase my experience with Day One Bags by looking out and finding new opportunities to extend my network. And I think with that, the perfect and prime example is this Adopt a Foster Senior initiative, because this was not my idea. Rather, it was Allie Graves. She's up in Texarkana. I forgot to mention that. She's in Texarkana, Texas, and she is a graduating high school senior, and she came through the foster care system as well. She is adopted now, but she had experienced the foster care system, so she was well aware of what had happened and what continues to happen to foster children as they progress in their schooling. And so that was her idea, to simply provide the kids with a bag and a $100 gift card. And I knew that if there was no hint of an idea or of some sort, I would not have continued with this operation and with this initiative, simply because I didn't even think of the idea. And so I was kind of gridlocked in thinking of what's the next chapter of Day One Bags? What am I going to do instead of just simply providing the bags? Now, that's always good, but I always want to reach out and just extend my locus of influence or help. And so I think listening to others and listening to the good ideas that others can present to you and to themselves or whatnot can really offer you just a tremendous amount of growth and simply more ideas to work off of.
Once again, we've been listening to I Am Refocused Radio, talking to Hunter Beaton, the founder of Day One Bags. Once again, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule because, man, I know you're busy, man. You've been working with the governor on top of things, but that's another show. That's another show. But for people who want to connect with you and your organization, how can they do that one more time?
One more time, it's at the Facebook page at Day One Bags. And that's day, as in a typical day, one, the numerical one, bags. Day One Bags. And that's how you can get in contact with us. We're working on a website right now. Hopefully that will be up very shortly. But for right now, it's at the Facebook page at Day One Bags.
Once again, I'm Refocused Radio. I want to challenge you, the listener, in these times that we're facing today. I challenge you to take the personal responsibility right now. See what you can do positive in your community. Let's come together and let's be united. And don't forget, like we say on every single show, keep God first, stay focused, and peace.
Thanks for listening to I Am Refocused Radio, brought to you by Documation. Documation is a full-service technology solutions company that provides IT, print, and software managed services. Headquartered in San Antonio, Documation has been serving customers across Texas for nearly 30 years. Visit Mation.com today. Hi, San Antonio. Need a barber? Visit our good friend Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockafellas Barbershop in San Antonio, Texas, 1733 Babcock Road, and book your appointment today by calling 210-782-5188.